Okay, back once again, fastest hour in financial radio. Berkeley Badger here with Tim O'Fallon. Yeah, I usually say Berkeley Badger here with Al Gelford, with Dr. Merritt, and of course the studio gets a little bit cramped here when we get more than a couple of us in here. But it's so good to have you, Tim.
Glad to be here.
We've been talking about alternative investments the last few weeks on this program. The reason why we do that is, the traditional investments, we look at bank CDs, which are paying point nothing taxable.
Right.
We talk about mutual funds. We've been doing a lot in the tax-free mutual fund side, and that's around 3% tax-free, not too bad. You got some security, you've got some liquidity there, and we've talked about other types of investments. But when it comes to alternative investments, an alternative investment is an investment that is not directly influenced by the stock market changing, the bond market changing, the commodity market changing, although we'll touch on gold and silver, one of our favorite subjects, or interest rates at the bank changing. And alternative investments have also been thought of as investments that are maybe less liquid and investments that you may want to hold for a few years, not something like a 1-year CD, which doesn't pay anything anyway. So, Tim, you want to talk a little bit about your history in the business? You are the quintessential expert. I call you a quintessential expert in Charlotte and Dahlonega U.S. minted coins, because that's what I like.
My secrets here.
That's what I like.
Yes, I am actually the senior numismatist, which means I'm the rare coin expert at Gibraltar Coins and Precious Metals, which is located in Clearwater, Florida.
Yes.
And I've been the senior numismatist at Gibraltar Coins for 21 years, going on 22 years now. Have done precious metals, have done collector coins, and I really specialize in rare coins that investors are looking at as alternative investments.
Okay.
So I guess that's why you brought me here.
That's right. What we've tried to do over the years, as our listeners know, in fact, we're into our 27th broadcast year. When we talk about a certain subject, we can't even bring it to the airwaves until we've researched out what we believe are the experts in their field. And of course, that's why you're here. Now, that may give you a little bit of a larger head. You may not be able to fit out the studio door.
We'll do our best. Thanks.
We'll do our best. So I've known you for several years now, and of course, I have a love for certain collectible coins. And but before we get into the specifics, generally speaking, when it comes to, and I'm talking about coins now because that's your area of expertise, the collectible coins, the average guy or gal doesn't really know what's good and what's not. What I mean by that is I can go in there and buy one of my kids a mint set 1964 silver coin set, and maybe I spend $100 or whatever. But 3 or 4 years from now, I look at it, it's like maybe still only $100. So, how do you have an eye, or what do you look for, or how would you advise someone that's looking to get into collectible coins? What do they look for? And do you buy the common stuff, or do you say no? Let me pay a little bit more to get something that is unique.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I think it depends. If you're
sounding like a broker.
Yeah, if you're a collector, then it boils down to what you like. But if you're somebody that's looking to diversify your precious metals portfolio and potentially triple its strength, which is what rare coins can do to that portfolio, then what you like is less important than what is the price to rarity ratio of each coin, what is the potential of the coin, what is the market looking like in the next few years, and do you have an expert that can research that for you and pick out the right coins.
Right.
And that's what your goal is going to be. Not so much, what do I like today? What looks cool? What's the year my grandfather was born? But instead, what has the most potential in the medium to long term? I think 5 to 10 years is at least the proper time to wait for really rare coins.
And by the way, that helps to complement some of the shorter term investments that people may have. back when CDs used to pay something, people would use a technique called laddering CDs. You'd have some money in a 1-year CD, a 3-year, a 5-year, maybe a 7-year even. And when we talk about other investments, not only alternative investments, but even the stock market, you take a longer view. And over the long run, the stock market has been the single best place to make an investment. When you go to alternative investments, you're also looking at a time frame of 5 to 10 years.
Right. Well,
Okay.
that is absolutely true. A lot of people now are interested in diversifying their paper investments by adding the commodities of gold and silver. A lot of people are very concerned about the future of our currency. They're concerned about potential inflation. And a way to hedge against that is to have gold and silver. But what a lot of people don't do, and I think they're going to start doing it, is diversifying their precious metals portfolio properly.
Well, that's one thing that I personally have done, because as much as I love gold and silver, mainly gold, we had a price, we spiked up and hit $1,900 an ounce a little over a year ago, let's say, and now we're down, last time I checked, in the high 12s, and gold is supposed to be a store of value, but gold bullion coins and gold bullion and the like has, that's bounced around a lot. When I look at the alternatives, the collectible gold coins, and other coins. My focus is on gold coins because I love them so much. The collectible gold coins have not had that sharp bouncing around effect, if you will, on price. They've been a whole lot more steady than the gold market.
Yeah, they can definitely stabilize the portfolio. Well, to take your example, between 2011 and 2013, gold went from $1,800 an ounce to, in some point, $1,100 an ounce.
Yeah.
And silver, trading near 50 down to 20.
Right.
I mean, this was major volatility in the precious metals market. What did the really rare coins do at this time? Rare gold coins, for example, of the type that that I'd like to recommend. Well, they didn't really change. As a matter of fact, some categories of them went up significantly in that time. So people with a balanced precious metals portfolio saw some of the losses in gold and silver offset by what happened with the rare coin market.
Right. Now, a lot of our listeners right now are just probably itching for me to ask you for some examples, which we'll do, but we are going to have to take a break in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to ask you something just right out of the blue that would concern me, and that is, with technology being what it is, can the Chinese fake these coins? What's the deal? How do I know an original from a copy? I know if we were talking about a fine art piece of art, I wouldn't know the difference. It would be the expert of experts that might know. But when it comes to coins, how do I know some engineering little rascals in another country aren't producing these knockoffs?
Well, it's not hard to counterfeit a coin, but it's nearly impossible to counterfeit a rare coin well. And even if someone had the resources and good luck to manage it, there are experts who can tell. There are also 2 certification companies that provide the service, and the certification for grade and the authenticity, they're totally accepted in the industry sight unseen. Those 2 services are NGC and PCGS. And once a coin is certified, it goes into a sealed, clear holder. You can't remove the coin without actually breaking the holder.
I see.
So, and each of these certifications it's a nightmare for anyone that's trying to counterfeit rare coins.
All right.
The fakes end up in, I was going to say flea markets. I better not say that. The fakes end up, in the alleys under a trench coat. But PCGS and NGC certified coins, they're real.
Now, before we take our break here, NGC and PCGS, these are the two premier grading services that have been around longer than anybody else. And I do know, in fact, I had called you from North Georgia a week or 2 back and said, hey, I see this coin. It looks sort of nice, but the grading service I've never heard of before. And I'll leave them unnamed.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. But I need to warn our listeners that anytime they're looking at rare coins, stick with PCGS, slabbed coins, or NGC.
Right. Those are the 2 services that trade sight unseen in the wholesale market.
Okay. Sight unseen between coin
dealer.
dealers or even educated buyers.
Well, primarily dealers.
Okay.
Educated buyers can as well, but you know that the coin is real if it's in one of those holders.
Okay, all right. That's a very big deal, folks. All right, we're going to take a break right now, and that would be page 2 in the bag. I've got a ton of questions to ask you, Tim. It's good to have you
ready.
here, and we'll take a break right now. We'll be back right after this.